Same. I was heartbroken because, like you said, all those things about Caleb Plant, I completely agree, completely second that. Caleb Plant, one of my favorite boxers to watch. Like I said, he's a boxer, puncher. He moves about. He's got a really distinct style that not a lot of you don't see that very often in boxing now. That sort of distinct sort of dedication to the Philly shell shoulder rolling style of fighting. Very jab heavy, a lot of setups, a lot of feints. Like, I think they even said this as he was walking out. He's your favorite boxer's favorite boxer. I think that's a bit of a reach, but he's a really high IQ. He's a really high IQ boxer and someone who I really liked. And got a couple of really good wins in his career. When I was looking back on his resume, I was thinking he's not got that many huge wins. The Anthony Jarrell win is a really big win for him. But of course, he fought Canelo and David Benavidez, lost to both of those guys. In my opinion, there's no shame in losing to those guys. Those guys are really big punchers from 168 and phenoms of that division.
Yeah, for sure.
Armando Resendiz, though, is not in the same caliber as Canelo and David Benavidez. So when I'm seeing this fight on paper, as someone who's never seen Resendiz fight before, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to be a pretty easy fight for Caleb Plant. He's going to walk through this guy and on to bigger and better things once again. But wasn't the case. Resendiz was able to take Caleb Plant's best shots and walk down Caleb Plant, apply the pressure, land his big shots as well, get off when he's in the pocket, and was beating Caleb Plant up, to be honest, beating him around the ring, rocking him. Don't think he dropped him, but was landing some serious shots that were really snapping Caleb Plant's head back, and overall was outboxing Caleb Plant, which was hard to see because not many guys can actually outbox Caleb Plant. We saw even against Canelo, he was having some success when it came to just the boxing. Of course, Caleb Plant and David Benavidez are a lot bigger punchers than Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant throughout his career hasn't really been known as a big puncher either. And maybe to his detriment, because when you're fighting a guy like Resendiz who's applying pressure and trying to walk you down, if you've got some power about you, you can sort of keep those guys at bay and push them back and apply pressure in your own way. But it didn't seem like Caleb Plant really had that power, and Resendiz walked through his punches and won the fight. And Resendiz is now, he won the WBA interim belt with that fight. So he's put himself right at the top of the division, and he's probably next in line for one of the big fights, potentially at super middleweight, despite, like we talked about in the previous video regarding the 12 rounders, this was Resendiz's first 12 rounder. So important to remember that, and that might play a factor when he's now fighting the guys that are truly at the top at 168. Guys that have been fighting 12 rounders for the past 5, 6, 7 years at this point. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the fight. Like I said, heartbroken that Caleb Plant didn't win, but it's boxing. Someone's got to win, someone's got to lose. No, I think you're exactly right. I think he's leaving it out there to probably try and control the head of Resendiz, where Resendiz is walking forward. He's maybe trying to control that movement a bit. But like I said, you're doing that for 12 rounds. There's no way you're going to be able to keep your popping your shot the same way you are in round 1, come round 8, round 9. You're just not. I don't care who you are, right? And like you said, it really looked like all of that stuff there, holding the hand out, and that stuff really changed the way Caleb Plant had to fight that fight. Because normally you see Caleb Plant, he's shooting double jabs, jab to the head, jab to the body, feinting. He's trying to, he's really good at applying pressure without throwing punches, which is really hard to do. And we only see really world level guys do it, which is why I have Caleb Plant such a high estimate of him. But yeah, it really changed the way he had to box. And like you guys said, he just didn't box like Caleb Plant there. He did show, he did show shades where he was almost, he did, in my mind, demonstrate his boxing IQ in some ways where he was trying different stuff. Like you said, you felt a bit sorry for them because it's not like he had one game plan and he was going to live or die by it. He did try and work inside and clinch and stuff that's not necessarily typically in his nature, but he realized he's in a real fight here. He's got to try and show some different looks and change it up. But ultimately it didn't work, unfortunately, for Caleb Plant. But yeah, all of those things, they all play a part. It's hard to, you can't always blame it on and pinpoint it on one exact thing that he did. It's normally an accumulation of multiple mistakes, leaving multiple openings, and then getting tired, and then putting yourself in a bad position and not working out of it, and then the snowball